Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm exploring a brand new theme. I wanted to introduce some more silence in my life. I felt like I've always been listening to something. I mean, even here you can see my AirPods in, but I did eventually take them out. And I just wanted to start tuning into my own thoughts, my own feelings. Again, I think that is so important, especially in the season that I'm in right now while I'm rehabbing. So I wanted to take you guys on this journey of kind of coming away, I think, an addiction to noise, quite honestly. Always having something in my ears, always listening to something. Hey guys, what's up? If you're new around here, my name is Hannah Martin. And today's video is something that just came to me in my brainstorm this morning. I've been trying to think of different content to create. Obviously my life is ballet. I've been trying to brainstorm about videos I can do that's not just about ballet, but it's difficult when I realise a majority of my life I'm spent thinking about ballet, doing ballet, figuring out ways I can be better at ballet, which I know doesn't represent a lot of balance, but it's either that or Jesus. So I've been thinking of ways I can kind of incorporate something a little bit different into my vlog. So this vlog is about trying to create more silence in my life. I think in this day and age of social media, I'm always listening to something, I'm always watching something. Sometimes I've got two things on at once. I'm editing my vlog while I've got the TV on, and by the end of the day, sometimes it's not even a physical exhaustion, it's just a mental fatigue. I can't even make decisions on what to make for dinner tonight because I have no room in my brain to even think. I'm trying to find intentional times this week, this day, I don't know how long I'll be doing this, to find silence. And literally this morning, usually when I have breakfast I watch something and then I do my quiet time. But today I just took my AirPods out and I'm teaching today at my old ballet school at Elmhurst, and I still haven't figured out what I'm teaching yet. And you want to distract yourself from that, but you actually do need to sit and think about it. I thought for 5-10 minutes and it came to me, I'm going to teach lilac attendance. That thing was stressing me out, but I was putting it off without even knowing it because I just kept distracting myself. Oh, I'll get around to thinking about it sooner or later, it's today, you know. Gladly I already know lilac attendance, I've done it hundreds of times. I've been doing this prayer course with my small group. They actually all came around to my place last night and we did it here, and it talked about how our biggest asset now is not just our time, it's our attention. All these companies competing for our attention, that we need to learn that that's actually our greatest asset. Our attention is what everyone wants. I'm going to try and be a little bit more intentional about where my attention is going. So yeah, sometimes that's difficult when you're tired, because I sometimes find I just need to distract my brain from the fact that I have to work my body because I am so exhausted and don't want to do something. But maybe there's something in that I'm also ignoring and distracting myself from. Maybe my body is trying to tell me something and I'm not taking the time to listen to it, which is why maybe sometimes if you've been watching my recovery vlogs, that hasn't been going completely smoothly. So I think it's a really interesting concept to think about. Let me know if you try it too. This next 24 hours, I'm going to try and catch myself finding distractions. Even when I was just writing stuff down over there, something pop into my head. I'm like, oh, I need to text this person, I need to do this, I need to do that. And then after I text the person, which is necessary, I then flick onto an app and start. You'd never get anything done, and I find that really frustrating. So taking it slower is actually going to speed you up, which is actually the message with rehab as well, but I'm trying to apply it to other aspects of my life. So I'll let you know how today goes, and I will take you along with me. So I just finished talking to you over there, and then I started reading my Bible, read the parable of the sower. Basically the parable is about this man who sows these seeds, and some of them fall on rocky ground, some of them fall on thorny ground, some of them fall on ground and birds take them up, and then some fall on good soil and it produces fruit. I feel like even not in a biblical context, this is such a rule for life. I got distracted there. Could you just see that distraction just happen straight away? We have to cultivate good soil for things to grow in. It's with anything in life. If we don't create an environment or create a mindset or a lifestyle that supports the thing that we're looking to achieve, then it's not going to work. Now, these are the ones sown among the thorns. They are the ones
who hear the word and the cares of this world, the distractions of this world in other translations, the deceitfulness of riches and the desire for other things entering in, choke the word and it becomes unfruitful. So it's like we can have the best intentions, we can put the right stuff in, but still not get the results we want because we're getting distracted, we're getting pulled here and there from like every single thing in our lives. So I think that is something I'm going to try and get in my brain. But those are the ones sown on good ground, who hear the word, accept it and bear fruit, some 30-fold, some 60 and some 100. So the investment we actually put in multiplies, which is exactly what we all want in our lives in whatever area it is, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's career. We all want to put our investment in and get more out. So I think it's just about cultivating our soil. And I guess in this analogy, the soil would be our minds, cultivating our minds so that what we put in actually comes out more fruitful. I do have my AirPods in because I am going to talk to my mum. I already found like even waiting for the lift, I was like distracting myself with different things, even though I've got plenty to think about already. It's a really interesting exercise and I think it's going to take some practice. So I got to work, I did a good warm up in the gym and then I got to the bar. Today we have reduced company class because there's only a few of us left here, mainly injured or principals who aren't performing at the particular venue that they're touring to at the moment. So I just did the reduced class with everybody and to be honest it was feeling okay. I still had some swelling and it was so good to get kind of that more one-to-one feedback from some of the teachers, especially as I'm just trying to get back in shape and get back to my technique. It was definitely a much more relaxed environment and the bar was just a little bit more simple than potentially like some of the normal company class bars. So I really did appreciate just having some time to be with myself, be in my body. Again, I sometimes find bar a really good place to think. Usually I'm thinking about the combination most of the time, but when I'm not, it's a place that I can refine myself, take a breather. There's no other distractions apart from you connecting in with your body. I can't say that recently that has been a beautiful experience for me because often when I'm connecting in with my body, it's still fairly painful. And you can see here I was totally not taking in the exercises. I don't know, my brain, you know, on those mornings when you just can't pick up anything, your brain has just decided not to work. Even though I was working my hardest to get it to function better, my brain was like, okay, KO'd out for the week because it was Friday by this point. But I was trying with all my might to think about all my technique and everything, despite still my ankle not feeling quite 100%. It's a really difficult thing to describe where I'm at with my ankle. I don't think I'm able to articulate it very well at the moment. But I got into the gym and I did all of my rehab exercises, which includes a lot of strengthening for the ankle. Again, here you can see I had my AirPods out. I was just trying to really tune in with my body and what it was feeling, which was actually a really, really good experience. I could feel the pull to want to listen to something, to want to distract myself, to kind of not want to think about the work that I was having to do. But it was so good to, as I said, like at the bar when I don't have distractions, to tune in with my body and actually feel what it's feeling. I think for recovery that is so essential. Often I just want to do my exercises mindlessly, but it's so good to tune in and actually not be afraid to feel, especially when things are painful. Sometimes I've been just trying to really distract myself from the pain, and I actually do need to monitor how much pain I'm in with certain exercises, which you'll see later in the vlog that what I've been feeling is essentially just a bit of swelling that's been trapped in the joint. I just couldn't quite articulate what it was. So you'll see later in the vlog that actually all this thinking got me somewhere, hopefully. And yeah, I did some extra stuff for my back today because I was really feeling that I needed that for my arabesques, and I knew I had a longer afternoon coming up, so I did a reduced schedule in the gym. Also, another thing that I always forget to do is drink fluids, drink water, even drink squash. I just don't get around to it because I'm just too busy distracted, and I actually forget that I need to drink water. I know that sounds crazy. So that was another interesting thing.
was I actually remembered to keep taking on fluids when I wasn't just completely tuned into someone else's world. And then there you can see me laughing at myself because I still caved and listened to some and watched some YouTube videos while I was on the cross trainer. So I'm just making some lunch, but I'm finding as I get more tired, the urge, see, I've got my AirPods in because I was talking to my mum on the way home. We do process things together, so sometimes externally processing, especially for me, I find that really helpful. But the urge to start having noise gets more the more tired I get, which is really interesting. It's interesting trying to figure out what I'm trying to distract myself from. It's like, am I trying to distract myself from the feeling of fatigue? Because I don't want to give into it. Most of my life, I have been working on overriding the feeling of fatigue, the feeling of tiredness, because I'm keep striving to be stronger. Potentially in reflection, maybe that's actually something I need to work on and be more in tune with my feelings of fatigue. My problem is sometimes my feeling of fatigue is so linked with something mentally going on in my life. So I don't get casting that I was like hoping for, or if something on YouTube doesn't work out, or if I didn't dance in class the way that I want to, suddenly I feel tired and don't want to do anything. So I put music in my ears and just do it anyway and like grit my teeth. I think it's trying to differentiate physical fatigue and mental fatigue and disappointment from each other. So it's just a really interesting exercise. I didn't realise how much I need to do it. I also realised the reason I usually put my AirPods in at work is because there's usually so much noise going on around me and I want to tune out of that so it's a way I can control my environment. Whereas at the moment everyone's on tour for our first performance of the season. Obviously I'm not because of injury. So it was so nice. I just lay on the reformer and I was like, wow, silence is actually underrated. Yet I still had the urge to reach for my phone and try and fill it with something, even though I was enjoying the fact that it was just me with my own thoughts. I guess when you get tired, your own thoughts maybe get a little bit more jaded. So I find that when I'm tired, I think much more rationally. So I like to have a distraction to take me away from my irrational thoughts. So it's just interesting to see being much more intentional with the way that I'm thinking, the way I'm sitting with my thoughts, and why I pick up distraction, the why behind it instead of it just being a habit. Before every exercise, I could feel myself thinking, okay, I'm going to pick up my phone and like figure out what I'm going to listen to next. I'm like, and sometimes I end up doing that for 5 minutes because I can't find anything decent to listen to. And then I realised I waste so much time doing that. Also, I got some more Halara. So I will show you these pieces in just a second. They'll keep me going for this winter because it is freezing outside. So I will try these on in a little bit. I will give you a little haul in a second. These pieces are something I'm so excited about. But I have currently half an hour before I need to head off to Elmhurst to do some teaching. So I need to get myself ready for that. Get the music sorted and I need to eat something. So let's get lunch sorted. So I sat down and had my lunch and I did prepare what I was going to teach lilac attendance at Elmhurst later that day. So that's what I sat and did while I had my lunch. So I'm noticing now that I'm just filling all my times, all my meal times, all my quiet moments with things to do, and I feel like I do need to be much more intentional, maybe just taking a bit more time to be mindful in these moments. So I went to Elmhurst, I taught, and I also did a session of my own. So I'm back home. I just taught for an hour and then did a Q&A for an hour, and then I had a session for an hour and 10 minutes just to really get me back on track where I need to be. Yeah, I have a lot of work to do. I think tonight was like, wow, you're out of shape, but it's okay. And I caved, okay? Tonight I made my dinner while watching a YouTube video. As I said, when I get more tired is the more I want to distract myself from fatigue. But actually it's probably when you need to kind of let your thoughts quiet the most is like when you're tired, because you need to allow your brain to breathe. So I'm probably gonna eat and then allow my brain to breathe. I feel like I need to eat first and wash and take a quiet evening. I think I'm going to be intentional with what I watch tonight. I do like watching The Apprentice, so I will be watching that, and sometimes I watch it while I do things, but I actually want to sit down and intentionally watch it because there's so many things I just put on in the background and don't intentionally watch, and I think that just provides such a big background of noise all the time.
So I'm going to try and avoid doing that, even though it was exactly what I was just doing. But it's a bad habit that I need to work on. I'm going to have some dinner, going to wash, and then I'm going to watch some telly, I think. But first it's time to unbox my Halara.
You get lost in your imperfections. You get lost.
Totally impractical, but I'm so pumped to wear them.
Slow down for just 1 second. You might feel way better than you thought. And if you took a second,
That looks so comfy. I think I might wear that one tomorrow.
a minute to cry, or maybe you would see that all.
This looks so cozy. That is my jam. I can't wait for the day to wear this, which will be tomorrow. I love coats so much.
Right now, baby, would you turn and look at me?
Oh yes. The great thing about this one, it's got a hood. When it rains, I always find with all my coats, it never has a hood.
Only say the word will disappear somehow.
So as you can see, I'm super excited about these new pieces. I feel like they're kind of perfect for the kind of weather we're having at the moment. This white jumper, I haven't taken it off since I got it. I know it's white, but honestly, it is actually really warm and super, super stylish. This top also is totally my jam. I feel like it's something my mum used to wear when she was younger, and that kind of gives me, like, I don't know, mumsy vibes. I would love to take this moment to invite you to join the Halara Circle. It's where you can basically apply to get free items and provide feedback for Halara so they can keep making clothes innovative and wonderful just as they are. I've got this dress because I thought maybe I might want to perform in it someday. I feel like it would be a really great little performance piece. Yeah, so I'm kind of got this one on the back burner in case I do some sort of performance. I feel like what's great about Halara is that there are so many different styles and options you can go for. Like, for example, I have a performance piece. Here I have a gym set. I've got like my lounge wear, but I've also got some dressy uppy things. So it's got the gym wear, it's got the active wear, and most importantly, whatever you get, you can be active in, which I think is the biggest asset for me with Halara. Like, everything is stretchy, everything is possible to move and groove in, and as you know, I am a moving and grooving girl pretty much 24/7, so I am super duper happy. I will put the promo code on the screen right now for you guys to get some percentages off your purchases, because you will not want to miss out on these amazing Halara items. Everything is in the description down below, and I hope you enjoyed that little haul. Afterwards, I had some dinner before I went to bed, had a hot choco and watched The Apprentice. Yes, I sat down and watched it. I did not look at my phone. I just enjoyed the full episode, which was a real treat for me. Then Saturday came.
Round 2 of hot and cold therapy. This is just something I have been recommended because I've got so much swelling in my joints still. This is essential for me to get better. There's a lot of hassle of having to do it every hour. 10 minutes in there, 4 minutes in there, another 10 minutes in there, and rest for half an hour, and then do it all over again. Fourth chunk of the day, here we go.
To be honest with you, to have it swell up again, even though I knew it was part of this new treatment I was trying, was quite a big shock and setback, to be honest with you. I don't really enjoy ice bathing, don't really know many people who do, but having to do that quite a few hours of every day was quite depressing for me, and I was definitely struggling a little bit again with the fact that I couldn't dance, and now I was trying something new. It felt like going back to square one, to be quite honest with you. When I was back on the bike, I don't enjoy the bike, as you can probably tell, so life just became a little bit, I don't want to say unenjoyable, but I just wasn't enjoying many parts of it, and my mental attitude definitely went a little bit downhill. I just, as you can see, so want to dance. That is just who I am, and it's kind of my oxygen. So sometimes when I can't, I feel a bit starved of it, but I did what I could, which is bike and reformer work for now while I let my ankle settle down. We basically got the swelling out of the inside of the joint, and the icing and the heat therapy is supposed to just bring any additional swelling out of the joint. But right now I definitely feel a bit confused with where I'm at in this recovery, and to be honest, the noise in my head is louder than ever. So
this whole video about being addicted to noise. Right now, distraction is about the only thing I want to kind of take my brain off things. But I think it's so important to tune into your emotions, but not let them control you. And that is something I'm definitely trying to work on right now. I'm sending so much grace and love to everyone who's going through something similar or whatever difficulty you're going through in life right now. It's a journey, and trust me, like, you can see that this is an absolute roller coaster for me. And first and foremost, I know I just need to keep dancing. You can see here I was trying to dance in some capacity. If you made it to the end of this vlog, make sure to comment this emoji, and I'll see you very soon in my next one. Make sure to dream big and make it happen.
I'm not asking for preaching. You feel something missing. Feel something missing.